The first type of reaction that we're going to take a look at is synthesis reactions. Synthesis reactions include starting with two smaller compounds or elements and creating one product. There are a few different types of synthesis reactions, the first of which being a metal or a nonmetal reacting with oxygen to produce an oxide. So in this type of reaction, the metal or the nonmetal might be different depending on the situation. So in this case, I've got a metal, which is iron, reacting with oxygen, and then you get iron oxide. This is only one type of synthesis reaction. Our second type of synthesis reaction is the one that you're probably most familiar with from grade 10. This is when you have a metal and a nonmetal reacting together to make a binary ionic compound. So you've got, for example, potassium, K, reacting with chlorine to produce KCl. Our third type of synthesis reaction includes a nonmetal oxide. So you've got a nonmetal and oxygen bonded together in one compound, reacting with water, and these two, when reacting together, makes an acid. And this acid is usually an oxyacid, and the nonmetal that you're starting off with is going to be the one with the polyatomic ion in that acid. So for example, if the nonmetal is sulfur, if it's sulfur trioxide, as shown here, reacting with water, the polyatomic ion that's going to be in the acid is going to be sulfate, making this sulfuric acid. Our next type of reaction is a metal oxide, so not the nonmetal, but a metal and oxygen together to make one compound, reacting with water, and this makes a base. And specifically, the type of base that it produces is a base that has hydroxide in it, and whatever the metal is, that is the metal that's going to be in the base. So it's going to be whatever the metal is in the metal oxide with hydroxide to make that base. Next, we've got a metal halide. So halide references halogens, so group 17. For example, you've got chlorine here, but it could also be fluorine or bromine or iodine. And that metal and that halogen are together in one compound, which reacts with O2 or oxygen to form the metal polyatomic ion. And that halogen that was in the metal halide is going to be the one in the polyatomic ion. So that polyatomic ion is going to include whatever halogen was in the reactant side. And that is it. Those are the types of synthesis reactions.